G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios. Let me send out the link on my social media of the live stream. Yes, I know. And we'll get rolling. I got a couple of good news stories. I'm going to try to make this go faster, right? Because I think I know there's a lot of people that miss this, that watch the replay, which I definitely encourage you to do. If you do not catch this live stream, right? So I'm gonna try to. Which phone? I got two Samsungs here. Which one is making this noise so I can turn it down? I'm gonna make this live stream maybe run a little quicker, right? Because I think you get better playback value if I'm not sitting up here wasting time. Like yesterday, it was not a disaster, but there was parts where I paused the video because I had to go do something here in our home office. But I'm gonna try to make it run smoother so the playback value is better, right, for everybody. So let me share this. I got a few good news stories here. Actually, really good news stories that I can't wait to. Normally we start at 4, but I got stuff going on this afternoon, so I can't do it at 4. And I try to schedule these as far in advance as possible, so when you see it, when you get notified that there is a live stream, you have time to coordinate with what if you want to watch with your plans, right? So let me grab this link. Let me send out the live stream here to my social media. I know I have a number of truck drivers. I still have my CDL. I used to be a truck driver, so I got some friends in the industry, and they used to always tell me, why are you a driver? You know all this stuff about tech. And so right before I quit, I still have a valid CDL, but right before I quit, I was like, yo, I'm going to do this, give this tech and this YouTube thing a shot. So they all wanted to know what my channel was, so I let all of them know. So they like to drive around the country, listen to YouTube while they drive. So that's what a lot of my buddies do. All right, so we'll show this too. We are on Instagram at eSIM Studios. We're on Twitter, although I don't use X, but I don't use X that much. Mainly, if I do, I've kind of taken a break from social media. Obviously, not YouTube, but if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at eSIM Studios. Okay. Sent the link out, so we're good to go. Let's see. Damn it, it didn't go through. Is my internet on? Oh shit, my internet's not on. 1 second, we'll start, I promise. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. I just put out, while I send this link out, see our videos. I just uploaded a video in regards to camera protectors. You know how you can get a screen protector for any device, really? Well, now we got camera protectors. See those? Ringke camera protectors. They work perfectly to protect your camera lenses, and they fit. This also has a Ringke case on here, so the lens protectors work with their cases. Absolutely phenomenal. Really good deal. So I did a video, just uploaded it right before I went live, and you can check that out if you're interested. Okay, let's get going. No more talk. Okay, I'm on the internet now. I had my Wi-Fi off, so I gotta redo this. Okay, and I think we're good. Yes, okay. So, In the future, I'll make sure I'll do this, and that's the other thing with the replay value. I'm gonna make sure I send out the links, social media, but before I go live, so we don't have this little 2 or 3 minute delay. But it does give me a little time to let you know what's going on with the channel and stuff like that. I'm really pleased with where the channel's heading. The growth is phenomenal. I was looking at the analytics last night. Very good. So very good. I think we're one of the faster growing tech channels. Of course, I subscribe to my a number of tech channels, but ours is going very well. But let's get started. Like Willie D would say in the Ghetto Boys, no mo talk. Alright, let's roll. Okay, so I got a cat over here now. Now that I start, that's creating some noise, so just my luck. Alright, so check this out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll try to get this done at within 30-45 minutes. So okay, let me share the screen. We have, so as you know, the Nothing Phone, well, let me let you know what stories we got. We have the Nothing Phone 2 information. We have brand new information, late breaking information that just broke right before I hit live that I want to get to. Nothing Phone 2A, if I did not mention, I think I did. And then we also have Apple news, right? Legal news. We also have Apple Vision Pro news. And then we have a malware that I want everybody to be aware of. There's a new Android malware that I want to bring to everybody's attention. Those things are, chances are nothing's going to happen. However, I want you to be aware of this stuff and try to stay as safe as possible, because if it does happen to you, it can destroy your life. Like some of these are really bad. So I just want, look, I'm not going to bring every single one to your attention, but the big ones, the ones that are that do the most damage, so to speak, the ones that you need to be aware of, I'll bring to your attention. And then we have S23 news / S24 news, I guess you could say. Okay, so Nothing Phone 2A, highly anticipated, at least for me. Oh, and by the way, if the picture quality looks better, I'm using the Pixel 8 Pro for my webcam. I was using the S23 Ultra for my webcam, but this is part of the news. That's why I'm not using it. So I'm using my Pixel 8 Pro. So hopefully quality looks good. But back to the news. Nothing Phone 2A, highly anticipated, mainly by me. I could not wait for them. I was very excited to hear them coming out with a watered down version, a more affordable version of their flagship device, the Nothing Phone 2. Now, this is similar to the Pixel A series, right? A series with the flagship Pixels. Now, we might get into that later. We'll get into the Pixel later, but it looks fairly similar to the flagship, and it shares a lot of the same specs as the flagship, just for a cheaper price. This one was highly anticipated. I thought, man, what a freaking awesome idea. Nothing Phone 2 is one of my favorite, not only my favorite phones right now, it's honestly one of my favorite phones, quickly becoming one of my favorite phones of all time. Just in what, the reason why I believe in them and I believe that they can have success with this 2A is just the amount of effort that they've put into this. When this was first launched, I did not like it. And it's documented. You can check my videos. I did not like this phone. The camera sucked. And over the last 6-7 months, it's literally gone from a phone I could not stand to use to one of my favorite phones of all time. Now, you have to credit Carl Pei, the owner founder of Nothing. You have to credit the Nothing team, their developers. They improved this device so much over the last 7 months. It's incredible. That's how I know they mean business. That's how you know as a consumer, it gives you assurance that you feel more comfortable buying their device, because you know you're not just going to buy it, the phone 2A, and then, you know, it's like one of these other cheap Android manufacturers like Motorola, right? I used to like Motorola, but where they've headed is down the drain, and it's because they don't support their devices. They're not all in on their phone division. Nothing is all in on their phone division. That's why I know you can buy the 2A, and it's going to improve with every single monthly update, right? Android gets better with time, over time. Unlike the iPhone, that they actually degrade over time and make worse over time in hopes that you buy a new iPhone. Android's the opposite. They get better with time. So the news with the 2A, now it's going to be very, very similar to this phone. Now, what do you mean, right? Or what do I mean, right? It's going to have the same cameras. It's going to have the same look. It's going to have a clear back with a glyph interface. Now, it's not going to be exact design as this, but it will be very similar. So it'll have a see-through back, it'll have a glyph interface, it'll have the same two 50 megapixel sensors on the back, it'll have the same selfie camera on the front, it'll have 6.7 inch AMOLED LTPO display, same as this. It'll have square sides, same as this. It'll have UFS 4.0 storage, same as this. So you're like, well, how is it so much cheaper than this one? Well, as a manufacturer, you have to reduce your costs, correct? Now, they are going to put a media, the number one thing that stands out is a MediaTek CPU. This runs Snapdragon 8 Gen plus 1 CPU, very strong. They've optimized the CPU to the max. This outperformed in one test, not all tests that I run, but one test, it even outperformed the S23 Ultra, and it has a year-and-a-half older processor. This outperforms the Pixel 8 Pro, and it has a year older processor. So nothing is a phenomenal smaller company that I am going to support. Here's the news. We got launch date, and we got good news and bad news, right? So let me share the screen. Good news is we got a launch date. Good news is that we found out today that the Nothing Phone 2A is going to be launched on March the 5th, here in about 3 weeks. March the 5th, right? So what's the bad news? Big bad news. It's not going to be released in the US. Oh. What? Huh? Say again? It's not going to be released in the United States. Bro, really? Carl, what's going on? I was planning on buying this. Can you send me one? Can you send me one then? Yeah, that's not good news. So it is going to be released in the US. However, average consumers, such as average viewer that's watching this, is not going to be able to get their hands on it. Now, that's from Nothing. Now, if you really, really, really want one, there's two ways you can get one. You can get one from the aftermarket, meaning third party, meaning they'll be for sale on eBay, stuff like that. And if you're a developer in the United States, app developer, or have a developer or are part of Nothing's developer program, you can get one as well. So technically, it's not like, the United States is banned from using it. It's just they're not going to sell them on their website, the Phone 2A on their website in the United States, and they're not going to sell them on Amazon in the United States. So if you really, 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 really want one, I'm still going to get one. I'm just trying to figure out I'm going to get one. So if you really, really want one, eBay is going to be your best shot. Wait till they launch, and wait, I would say a few weeks, maybe a month, 6 weeks, and the prices will drop. Now, it's said to be under $500, so it's going to compete against the Pixel 7a and upcoming 8a. And then it's also going to compete against the OnePlus 12R, which was just released for $499. Pixel 7a is $499. This one's set to be, I think it's going to be just under $499, maybe at $449, something like that. I've even heard $399. I doubt it's going to be that low. It does have some decent specs on it. But I'll keep you all updated, and we'll look and see when and where you can get one if you're in the US and really want one. I think it's a cool phone and can't wait to get it. So let me show you. Here is the press release from Nothing. Carl Pay. So it says, oh my god. It says Phone 2A is coming to the US for developers through our new developer program. Now, I've already hit notify me. I'm not a developer. Well, Jesus, my cat. I'm not I mean, I guess I am. I am developing an app on the side. So, I mean, maybe they would let me. I'm also going to reach out to the marketing team to see if they can send one to me so I can review through our channel. It's one of the benefits of having a YouTube channel. So I'm going to reach out to their PR team, their marketing team, and see if I can possibly get one, if they can send it to me so I can review. If not, then I'll apply. I've already applied for their series of notify. I've already applied for that, so we'll see. And if not, then if worse comes to worse, I'll just buy one on eBay and keep one in-house. So love their products, man. Carl Pay's done a good job, although this isn't, look, before we move on to the next story, this isn't too unheard of. If you're a Nothing phone user, or if you're not familiar with Nothing, they released this phone 2 in the US, right? But the phone 1 was not released in the US. So there's a lot of people that got them, like from eBay and stuff like that, but you could not buy one from their website here in the US. With the phone 2, which I have here in my hand, is when they released it in the US. So I'm hoping that with this Nothing phone 2A, it's going to have kind of a similar roadmap where the first gen 2A will be released everywhere except the US, and then possibly the phone 3A this time next year will be released in the US. I think they just want to feel out the market. Look, there's stiff competition in this mid-range division, in this mid-range class. So I think they're just being cautious. They want to test the waters. Look, because when you're a small company like Nothing, it costs millions upon millions of dollars to launch a product, right? Samsung's got billions of dollars at their disposal just in their marketing teams. And they have distribution centers, and they have partners that they've been working with for years. Nothing is relatively new, right? I mean, they've been in business for what, I think 3 years. But that's still a baby in the business world, especially in the high competitive market of mobile devices. So I think they're just playing it cautious, and got fingers crossed that this time next year they will have the 3A phone 3A available. But long story short, I'll try to get our hands on one and see what we can do as far as reviewing, because it's going to look awesome. Trust me, they do not short their customers on the design. I mean, just look at this thing. Similar to the S20, you could say Samsung copied Nothing, right? Check this out. Where's my mouse? Let me get out of this. Check this out. It's Nothing phone 2, Samsung. Look at that. Yeah, my bad. I'm still getting used to that. I have a Pixel as my webcam now, so quality looks pretty good. Anyways, that is what it is. So, look out for the nothing. I'll have more phone 2A news, and we'll just have to keep an eye on that. So, let's move on. Oh, and I'll also link there if you're interested in the phone 2. Here's their official. Here's what it's probably going to look like. Let me save that. Right. Here is their. That's what it'll probably look like. And I will link their announcement. The launch event will take place Tuesday, March 5th at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's 5:30 in the morning here. Their headquarters are in London. So if it's like 5:30 here in the U.S. Central Standard Time, that's like what? I think there's 6 hours. So it's like 9:30, 10 in the morning in London. So that makes sense. But I will link this video. I'll link all this stuff here if you're interested. I'll link that in the description box below. Actually, I think I already did. But anyways, I'll have all the information down below if you're interested. Okay, so moving on, and I actually got some new news when it comes to Apple and Beeper. I know. I said I was not going to do any more stories on Apple and Beeper, kind of beating it. It's like beating a dead horse. That story's dead and gone. Yes, I know, but every time a new piece of information comes out, I'm like, should I say anything or not? But this one's sort of big, and I briefly mentioned it about a month ago, but it was just rumored. Well, now it's not a rumor. Now it looks like it is a fact that the FCC is going to investigate Apple for how it handled the whole Beeper shutdown, right? So we got news today that the FCC commissioner calls for an investigation officially into Apple's shutdown of Beeper Mini. To look and see if there's any wrongdoing, if there's any illegal practices involved. Now, Google is being sued by the Justice Department, by the United States government, basically for monopoly business, right? And looking into their business practices, how they conduct business. Apple could be next. And when you start having the government start probing your business practices, it's not a good feeling. Not for Apple, at least. Now, is Beeper behind this? Is there some ill feelings? Is there... Apple's one of the more pettiest companies around. Very petty, in my opinion, right? I mean, but who am I to say what they're doing? Who am I to say what their business practices are or not? But in my eyes, they are. But in your eyes, they may not, and that's fine, right? I don't harbor any ill feelings towards them. They're a business, and they're just doing what they believe is in their best interest. However, they might be next on the Justice Department, because when you start looking at this thing, these are the things that the government will point to and say, well, this is they're basically shutting down their competitor, right? Now their software, if you're unaware, Beeper was a third-party app not associated to Apple. Beeper was an application that used Apple's services to make an Android phone. It deals with iMessage, right? So Beeper would allow you to download it or use it. If you have an Android phone, you could message an iOS device, you could message an iPhone, and it would magically make the iMessage app to the iPhone user look like an iPhone was messaging them when it was in fact an Android. So an Android user could message Apple user, and the clear calls would come through, the clear photos, clear videos, and the blue bubbles would also show up. No green bubbles. So Beeper was not the first. Sunbird was also an app, but Sunbird also got shut down by Apple. Beeper is just the bigger name. So the U.S. government finally said they're going to look into this, right? Let's see. What is the FCC? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr has now joined the fray. FCC Commissioner, the head of the FCC, is going to look into this. That's not good for Apple. And maybe they'll be cleared of all wrongdoings. We don't know, but we're about to find out. Calling for an FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr now joined the fray, calling for an investigation into Apple's actions regarding Beeper Mini. During the State of the Net conference, Carr expressed concerns over the potential violations of FCC rules, particularly those related to accessibility for people with disabilities. Part 14 of FCC rules outlines requirements for advanced communication services, including provisions for accessibility. What? Carr's focus on Part 14 suggests concerns about accessibility and usability of services. Although the exact nature of Apple's alleged violations remain unclear, Carr's focus on Part 14 suggests concerns about accessibility features and usability. One aspect highlighted by Carr is the color scheme used by Apple for distinguishing between iMessage blue bubbles and SMS messages green bubbles. Carr suggests that the low contrast, very sneaky. I see where they're pulling an Apple on Apple. That's exactly what they're doing. Carr argues that the low contrast of the green bubble messages may pose difficulties for users with low vision or visual impairments, potentially impeding accessibility. Furthermore, Carr's remarks indicate broader concerns about Apple's actions in banning users of Beeper Mini. The FCC rules explicitly prohibit network features or capabilities that impede accessibility or usability, raising questions about Apple's decisions to Beeper Mini and ban users. Carr's call for investigation underscores the need to ensure compliance with regulations that protect access to communication services for all individuals. Okay, I got a cat over here. 1 second. I can't wait to get into this. Give me a second. Where the hell's my mouse? There we go. Hang on. This is a good one. Hang on. Sorry. Okay, so this is they're finding, this is pretty interesting. So I didn't know this. So we're both finding this out on the fly. So shame on me. I should have read this before I put it in our episode, but this makes it even better in my opinion because I get to react IRL in real time. So they're investigating, they're finding the FCC very clever of what they're doing. What they're doing is they're finding an angle to investigate because they want to investigate to find out how this happened, how they shut down Beeper, how they ban users. So you can't just say, well, we're going to investigate you shutting down Beeper or banning users. I mean, I don't remember, this is going to court. Well, they're going to investigate, and if they find wrongdoing, they'll present the evidence. You know, it's just like a regular court proceeding. So as a prosecutor, well, they're not going to court, but you have to find a legitimate angle to investigate. And they found Part 14 of FCC rules that outlined requirements for advanced communication services, including provisions for accessibility. So the FCC's angle is saying, well, hold up. We have this rule here for disability for people with disabilities, and your green bubble blue bubble thing might be impeding on our laws and regulations on the disabilities. Now, this is not a part of the Disability Act, but there is a Part 14 as it outlines in FCC rules. I might go pull this after the episode and link it in the description box below. Very interesting. I cannot wait. Look, I'm not gonna have updates every day or every week, but when new updates pop up, I'll definitely let y'all know, because you never know. The EU is making huge changes, forcing Apple to make huge changes due to their government's court proceedings, because they're suing Apple. That's what forced Apple to switch to the USB Type-C. And now the U.S. government might be able to pull some strings. Now, look, I'm not really big government. I really don't want them in our business or in the tech world. I think ultimately it's, I'll say, a bad thing. Look, there's good things and bad things. They have done many positive things to protect. Well, I say our privacy, but that's not really true. But as far as service, right? Service with the 5G, with the 4G stuff, dating back a few years ago, they can help these networks, these cell phone companies, these cell phone services expand networks. So they do some good. But depending on how you look at this, because you can look at it either way. You can say, well, they need to stay out of Apple's business. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. If they didn't break the law, then so what? I get that point. Or you can look at it from the other side and say, well, mainly for people that don't like Apple, saying, well, yeah, they need to look into this, and they need to force Apple to accept. Well, that's the thing. Apple already admitted they're going to accept RCS. This cat won't shut up. They're going to accept RCS at the end of this year with iOS 17. With the release of iOS 18 on the iPhone 16. They're going to accept RCS. However, the bubbles aren't going to change. Android to iPhone is still going to be green, and iPhone to iPhone is still going to be blue. So you're still going to have the discrepancy there. But very interesting, the angle that FCC is attacking this with. So I'll link this in the description if you want some more info. Stay tuned to the channel. I'll definitely keep y'all updated on this one, because I didn't know they were gonna go this angle. It makes it very interesting. I got this cat that won't shut up. Give me a second. Jesus Christ, man. I always hit my head on the overhead camera. I put that in a few days ago, and I'm always banging my head on it. So we'll move on. But more Apple news, right? More Apple news. So I put out a report, was it last week, that it looks very cool. The Apple Vision Pro. It's a good starter, right? I would never buy first gen anything really. Just perfect example. These will probably be like this is very cool as is, but give it 2 or 3 years, even 4 years, and this thing is going to be earth-shattering, groundbreaking, cool technology. And y'all know I'm not a fan of Apple, so with me saying that, it says a lot. But very cool. I've watched a bunch of YouTube stuff. It looks awesome, right? So, but however, it's not perfect, and this is a good example. The Apple Vision Pro, if you factory reset it, right? So you buy one, you use it, and it's cool, and then you turn around and sell it. Well, when you sell a mobile phone or a tablet or even a computer, you factory reset it, remove your accounts, erase all the data like it's brand new. So you sell it, so whoever you sell it to can sign in, add their accounts, all that good stuff. Well, if you factory reset your Apple Vision Pro, it would lock you out of your iCloud account. And that's not good. So that was a big on Apple's part. Obviously something that was in the code. Easy fix, right? It's just you change up some code in the software, and that's exactly what Apple did. So there's a new update Apple just put, and I knew it was going to be like a week or two before they pushed an update, and that's exactly what they did today. So Apple Vision OS 1.0.3 makes resetting Vision Pro easier when you forget the passcode. Which essentially means if you factory reset it and you forget your passcode, it won't lock you out, basically. I believe this is the first update since they've been released. This is a significant update, big update for Vision Pro headset with the release of Vision OS 1.0.3. This is the first update since the Apple Vision Pro launched. Vision OS 1.0.3 brings a crucial feature that allows users to reset their Vision Pro headset themselves if they forgot their passcode. In the past, before this update, users would have to visit an Apple store to reset the device, and that's because it would lock the iCloud account that was signed in to the Apple Vision Pro. So this update eliminates that need to visit an Apple store, right? You can factory reset it just like any iPhone or just like any iPad. These are the little hiccups that I mentioned that always seem to occur with the first gen of new SKUs, new products, right? New models. Little things like this that just need to get ironed out. On the second gen, third gen, fourth gen, should be smooth sailing. But now I don't know if they're going to release these on a yearly release schedule. I'm assuming they are, but we never know, right? Is there any big updates with this Vision OS? It appears no. However, it does say it is a big update. So I'm sure it's got bug fixes. I'm sure it's full of possibly newer apps that you can use on there. Better functionality, probably a little smoother operating system functionality and stuff like that. So if you do have a Apple Vision Pro headset, please check for update Vision OS 1.0.3 and stay tuned. We'll have as any news comes out on these, we'll definitely let you know. Now moving on to Android, there is a new variant of Android XLoader malware. If you're not familiar with this one, again, as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, we don't do every malware that comes out, but I do want to make you aware of the big ones, the ones that can wipe your accounts, the ones that can take over, that have full control of your device, and this is one of them. I believe the last one we did was the Chameleon malware. I'll have to look, but it's I believe that was the name of it. Very intrusive, easily can take over your device. And here is another one, right? So XLoader, aka Mokhow, is a well-known Android malware family that has been around since at least 2015, operated by the Roaming Mantis threat actor group. This malware strain has been previously used to target Android users in Europe, right? France, Germany, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, the UK, and the United States. It says that McAfee's mobile research team recently discovered that Mokhow has begun distributing a new variant of malware using an auto execution technique first identified in July of 2022. The distribution method is the same. Attackers send text messages. Listen up, people. Attackers send text messages to you, to your phone, containing a shortened link to download the malicious app to potential victims. If you get a text message from a number, actually, I got one just the other day. Let me see if I can pull it up, and I'll show you. I mean, I don't know if it's this malware, but it was obvious. Let's see. Where is that message? I don't know if I have it. I think I went ahead and flagged it. I think I flagged it. Anyways, they'll send you a message. If it's from a number that you don't know, usually they try to get you to respond. I think the one that sent me a random number I never heard of before, they said, "Hey, is this Sally? I just wanted to make sure we're good for dinner tonight." I'm like, what? Now, could have been a random person? And this cat's driving me crazy today. She won't shut up. Give me a second, guys. I'm live streaming. Sorry about that. I gotta climb in my little cockpit here. I can't hit my head on that overhead camera. So anyways, if you get any random text messaging that tries to get you to respond, just mark it and either delete it or mark it as spam and get rid of it, because that's all it is. Now, did that number that contacted me try to, they'll send you a link, and as soon as you touch the link, it's begun. And with these new ones, there's literally nothing. Now there's more advanced ones. There's that chameleon one we were talking about. I'll probably link it in the description box so you can go check that video out. And the one that hit Jeff Bezos's phone, you don't even have to touch a link. That's called a zero-click exploit. This is a one-click exploit, right? So you have to touch a link, and then it downloads the malware to your phone and automatically gets started and infects your device. There are more. This one we just talked about right here on the screen, that's a one click. You have to click it to download it. There's newer and advanced malware. All they have to have is your phone number. Literally, just your phone number. They send you the message and it attacks your phone. So that's why it's important not to give out phone numbers, and not to keep your personal information online as private as possible, right? So please, let's see, what does it do to your phone? It says This technique allows the malware to execute malicious activities in the background without user interaction. Since the app is disguised as Google Chrome, it further helps avoid detection. It tricks users into granting permission to allow to always run the app in the background and access files, messages, and more. The malware even asks users to set itself as the default messaging app, claiming that it will help prevent spam. Now, you need this is one of the pre-installed as a Chrome browser. Remember my Ace Magician mini PC video? They were pre-installing their Ace Magic mini PCs with a modified version of Chrome that contained malware. So the users start using Chrome. They think it's regular Chrome, don't think anything about it, and they're using it as normal while their PC is infected with malware. So not good. Please be on the lookout. Please be very smart. You can tell here is a picture. It says allow Chrome to send and view. See Chrome. See it looks jacked up. You see the letters there, the R in the Chrome right here. Where's my mouse? Can you see my mouse? It doesn't show the mouse on the screen. Look at the R on the Chrome on the left. The R is jacked up. Look at the Chrome and look at Chrome on the right. That's in the box. Look at the R and the E. That looks jacked up. So just be very cautious about what your phone is asking you to do. All right. Chrome's never gonna ask to be your default SMS app. It's just not, right? It's gonna be Signal if you download Signal. It's gonna be, well, would have been Beeper if you downloaded Beeper. It's gonna be Messages, Samsung Messages. Chrome's not gonna be your default SMS app. So just be smart and think about these things before you just give everything access. Okay. So I'll link that down there for y'all to check out in further in detail if you want. Now to wrap this live stream up, S23, right? Launch of the S24 just happened. Tons of cool AI on the device. Y'all know my feelings about that. I'm not gonna repeat it, but it's not really AI. But it has some cool features, whatever. I only use like one, maybe two, and that's it. I don't use anything else. But more of a selling note than anything. But those same features that were released and launched with the S24 series, like this, will now be on your S23 series, like this. It was just a matter of time. Samsung did admit, they did say, yes, we're going to bring the features from the S24 to the S23. And this appears to be the first step. Now, my S23 Ultra, literally, before I hit live, just got the February update. So let's see if the February update that's going live right now for S23 users will entail S24 AI features, right? So Samsung confirmed that they will be bringing some AI features to their older devices like the S23 series. Company stopped short of saying when, but it looks like it could be next month. A post on X by Bennett Broner Pro claims that One UI 6.1 will arrive for the S23 in March. One UI 6.1 will come with a bunch of new features, for the S23. This includes improved animations, new lock screen customization features, bug fixes, and of course, Galaxy AI. So, so the February update that's going live for the S23 series here in America does not contain the AI features that the S24 series has, and it is version 1 UI 6.0 for the update that's going out today for S23 users. Now, this time next month, well, hopefully in about 3 weeks, at the beginning of next month, they will release One UI 6.1 for Samsung Galaxy S23 users here in America. That March security patch that contains One UI 6.1 will also entail all the AI features that's already on the S24. So if you were one of the people that held out that did not upgrade to the S24, you will get your AI features here in just a few weeks. So hang tight, they are on the way, and it will be interesting to see and compare and contrast just what features make it to the S23. Remember, they said they were not detailed as far as what AI features, but it's basically, I think it's going to be most of them, if not all of them, because anything you can do in the S24, I think you could easily do on this S23. Again, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's nothing earth-shattering, AI, quote unquote. It's basic features we have now on steroids. Is basically like circle to search. It's just Google image search on steroids. The remastering of photos that's been on Samsung devices for a while. Now the call transcribe call feature will be interesting to see if that makes it, and a couple of the other features. But you know what? There was one feature that they said. Samsung said there was one feature, and I don't know why, I just thought of it yesterday. There was a report that Samsung was going to put, you know how Google has night mode photos, right? They introduced it. Well, Samsung obviously has night shot photos on their phones, but that's for still images. There was a report that Samsung was going to bring their night mode to video mode, so where you can essentially record a video at night and it would bring more light to your videos. As I mentioned, similar to the night mode for still photos, Samsung was going to do night mode but for video, and that is nowhere to be found. So I don't know if that's going to be in a future update or what, but since the launch of the S24, there's been no talk, nothing mentioned about nighttime video mode. So I'm hoping that makes it sounds really, really cool in a future update. But we'll just have to wait and see, basically. So I guess that'll do it here for eSIM Studios podcast, episode number 23. I really appreciate you joining us. Again, if you are unable to catch a live stream, please catch the replay. I think we're gonna do more giveaways. We give away AirTags in the past. We gave away Ringke cases. We give away Google Nest Wi-Fi Pro routers. And I'm looking for a way to basically, we're gonna do a giveaway for the live stream viewers. And then I think we'll do a special giveaway for the replay as well. And I can set that up in the background, but that's in the works. I'm going to make these episodes try to run a little smoother so the replay value is higher. Because I was thinking about our show yesterday. There's a period of of course I had to step away today because the cat won't shut up. But yesterday I had to step away for 5 to 7 minutes in the middle of the live stream or towards the beginning, and that's not good. So it just doesn't have good playback value. Like if you're watching it, if you miss the live stream in the day and you watch it at night, it's just not good playback value. So I'm going to do a better job at that, making sure the replay value is good, and we can turn this thing into something very big. And then that's my plans. I love live streaming. I love watching it. It adds another dimension to your channel. As you know, I don't usually, all my stuff's pre-recorded, pre-uploaded videos, but as I mentioned on the last live stream, I don't have a script. Most 9 out of 10 tech channels you watch have a pre-written script, so they know what they're going to say. They don't say one word off of their script. I'm the opposite. Now I'll have bullet points and stuff right off to the side, so I make sure I hit my points in the video that I want to hit on. But I'm just off, no script. Everything's coming straight from my brain, which could be good or bad depending on how you want to look at it. But live streaming brings another dimension to the channel. So I want to do pre-recorded uploaded videos, and then I want to do live streaming. And in this tech sector in YouTube, there's just not much live streaming going on. There's just not. So I think if we do a daily tech live stream, it would be pretty cool, right? It'll add a real cool dimension to the technology sector here on YouTube. In the future, I am going to allow viewers I'll put a link out, and you can join me on the live stream, and we can talk technology, right? We can talk whatever you want. So we'll add that in the future. I got a number of really, really good ideas that I'll introduce as this grows. We've only been, it's only the 23rd episode. So once we get up to like episode 100, 200, that's when I'll introduce some of my bigger ideas and really take this thing to the moon, right? Sky's the limit. So I appreciate your time. What are my videos I got coming up next? Pre-recorded videos. So I got these new phones here. I need to do an official benchmark video, put those numbers out. I still need to do I did a camera. Let me remove this. Hang on, let me switch the cameras here. There we go. I put out a video, a review of these camera lens protectors for your S23 series that is available to watch right now. Install, review, and then we're gonna have benchmark testing between these new Snapdragon 8 Gen 3s. I'm waiting on the February update. That's still nowhere to be found. However, I believe they're throwing in the screen fix for the display. I believe that's the holdup on the delay. I do have a DeX. I'm gonna do a Samsung DeX with the S24 series. I love DeX. I love it. So I'm going to do a review of that with the S24. I'm going to do a review of Link to Windows. If any of you have any suggestions, not that I ran out of ideas, but custom stuff, right? So there's a viewer that wanted me to review something on the Samsung an app, right? So we're going to knock that out. Just anything. If you got any questions, any comments, any concerns, hit me up in the comment section. I check them every day, and I try to respond to every single one, good or bad, right? And share your thoughts. If you think I can improve somewhere, let me know. If you think I can add another dimension to the live stream, to anything, let me know. I'm open for ideas. So I started this channel not only for me, but for y'all, right? For technology. I was sick and tired of the traditional technology. Not sick and tired, but there just needs to be a more authentic technology channel. All the tech channels you see they look good, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they do. The positives are it is very visually appealing, but it's so scripted that you can never take them honestly. Like, I don't know if the information, sure, they give stats and specifications on devices, but opinions, I don't know if they're giving their honest opinion, right? I get provided free stuff to review, and I always, now there's a lot of companies that I've said no to, but I always let them know, look, I'm going to give the honest opinion, and I'm not sure other tech channels do that. Some of it just looks highly, well, as I mentioned, it looks good, but when you think about it, a lot of them, I'm not sure, given their honest opinions. There's a couple of tech channels that I do respect their opinion. Flossie Carter, I think he's my favorite YouTuber. Flossie, he will give you his honest opinion. Flossie Carter. There's Tech Odyssey, Adam. I respect his opinion, and I'll link these in the description below so you can check them out too. I'm not stingy, or there's so many. YouTube's like, it's so big, so big. There's enough views, there's enough viewership to go around. A lot of these people are. I got a copyright strike the other day from. I forgot his name. I got a copyright strike the other day for using 3 seconds of footage from a YouTuber for pixel footage. Like, really, you're gonna copyright strike me? Really? So, anyways, we're not that. We're definitely not that type of tech channel. So, I made this for y'all, and we together will grow this thing. So. My cat is going crazy, tearing up the room. I'm sure you can hear in the background, so I gotta go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.